not so negeya. We're going to be discussing a halacha called Tofer. Halacha of sewing, it's not really so negeya. I don't think anybody here sews on Shabbos, right? Anybody, when was the last time anybody sewed on Shabbos? Anybody? Ben, and when was the last time anybody sit there sewing on Shabbos Kodesh? You sew on Shabbos? I don't know, and nobody sews on Shabbos. So we have one of the Lamates Malachas. It's probably not negeya to anybody in this room. So anybody that's not interested, the dining room is probably closed anyway. Breakfast is put away. There's not much else you could do, so you guys are stuck here anyway. Anyway, the point is, I'm trying to find the halacha that's not printed over here. So because all the guys are so into the halachas. No, because the guys already went through the whole sefer already, right, Rabbi Setzer? And therefore, they know it already. So we're going to get up here and talk about Tochen. Yeah, we know Tochen already. Okay, Boire. No, we know Boire already. And what am I going to say to you guys that you guys don't know? I'm not talking about a regular yeshiva boch. I'm talking about you guys. You know the halachas, you guys. Unbelievable. Let's begin, Rabbi Isai. We talked about kosher. We talked about kosher. And we discussed, if you remember, what is the difference between kosher and tofer? L'chayra, they're the same thing. Not my kash, not Mekevus Mishnah asked it, Moshe writes it in Tshuva. What's the difference? Kosher means to take two items, we've been learning it last week, all take two items and tie them together with a knot. That's what kosher was. What's tofer? To take two things and connect them together. So basically it's the same thing. Why do we have two Lamatas Malachas that are basically the same thing? Right? Mekevus Mishnah on the Mishnayos asked the kasha, Moshe asked the kasha, and they answer as follows, as we mentioned last time. The difference between kosher and tofer, this is very, very important because little do we realize how negeya this malacha is to the idea that you could do something that's an issa da'oraisa chayiv skila. Chayiv skila. We're not discussing the rabbanons, chumras, midas chasidas. Issa da'oraisa. It's not negeya to be tofer, right? I don't sew on Shabbos. Really? I saw a guy one time. I'll give you a few mices. I saw a guy one time, he had a button, right? Quite a negeya thing. In Shabbos Kodesh, you wear a jacket, and you have a button on it. And on the button, sometimes it becomes a little bit loose. Right? It can happen, sometimes it gets a bit loose, right? So you tighten it sometimes by pulling on one side, right? You know what we do to such a fellow? Ben's already smiling. Ben's already smiling. What do we do to such a guy? We pick him up, and we throw him on the second story. Mishnah and Sanhedrin, the second story, and everybody claps. Whoa, write it down in the Yortzeit chat. Skavaldik, Rabbi Isai. He's gone. He's over. That's it. What did he do already? Rabbi Isai, what type of religion is this? What type of religion is this? They tied the button and he killed him. Al Capone, what did I do? I didn't do anything. I saw a guy in Shabbos Kodesh. Shlomi, listening? I saw a guy in Shabbos Kodesh. Tablecloth sometimes gets caught. Something gets caught like in a piece on the table, on the corner sometimes, and the stitching. You know what I'm talking about when it gets like gets all crumpled? It gets one of the stitches. What's it called? Snagged. That's a real word? It is now. Okay? You need a device? Right, so people on Shabbos, they make it straight. Hey, what are you doing? I didn't do anything. You're Bachal Shabbos! That's what you did. Shem Yirachim. Tofer, sewing. I don't sew on Shabbos. It's not negeya. Call back all the people that left a few minutes ago. It's not negeya to me. This is negeya so many times on Shabbos Kodesh. Little do we realize we didn't know the halachas. We'll have to wait for part 2, right? Shabbos in the home, I guess. I don't know. I'm not promising anything. But I'll go upon him. What's that? You have 11 years? I hear it. Challenge not accepted. I have you guys. What can I do? I started writing this before. Anyway. All right. Let's get moving, Rabbi Isai. So we said, so what's the nafkamina between kosher and tofer? Look, they're the same thing. The answer is that kosher means to take two items and tie them together. Tofer means to take two items and connect them al yedei dover shlishi, al yedei dover acher, to take something else. For example, to take a stitch and take two pieces of material. To take glue, Rambam's chiddush, Moedik chiddush. We're going to talk about band-aids, by the way. People don't chap. You put on a band-aid on Shabbos, you could be over an issa d'oraisa. A band-aid. You change a diaper, or you put on a diaper on a baby. We have a whole sugya talking about diapers. We'll bring in demonstrations. I'll tell you what I spoke to the factory about. We have a lot to discuss. There's so much negated to Hilchos Tofer that if you never learn Hilchos Tofer, you don't even know these things exist. And it's very, very sad. So the nafkamina between kosher and Tofer is kosher connecting two things with a knot, whereas Tofer is al yedei davar acher, through something else. Okay? Now, Tofer also applies to things that are soft, that are flexible. Things that are hard are not negir to tofer. For example, to take two tables and stick them together would be'etzem not be tofer. Whereas to put a sign on the wall with using tape or whatever, like glue or something like that, that would be a shayla of tofer. Okay, this is very negaya, by the way, because again, Rabbi said these are things that people don't even chap. You can get a presentation before Shabbos Kodesh, right? Someone will give you a nice present before Shabbos Kodesh. You know, one of these things that are wrapped up with the plastics and the nice blow, like chocolates there and everything like that. And you want to remove the chocolates on Shabbos to eat them. Now those chocolates are tied; they're stuck. Right? They're not lying all over the place. Otherwise, when they bring them, it's going to go fly everywhere. So they stick it down with some tape. Or glue, whatever, right? You know what I'm talking about? Everybody knows what I'm talking about, right? Yeah, are you with me? Yeah. You're writing it down, thank you. So when you tie that chocolate and you put it over there and you take it off on Shabbos Kodesh, there's a big problem over there. Because that was tied down. The wrapper and wherever it was attached to was attached with some sellotape or with some glue, whatever it may be. Boom, that's tofer. You can't do these things on Shabbos. People taking it off could also be a problem.
Just take out the chocolate itself.
Take out the chocolate itself will be okay without the wrapper. Right. But you understand, these are shilas that people don't even chap. Baruch Hashem, you guys came today, you chap them, you know the halachas, you know the shayla even exists. It's a gewaltige Zach, Rabbi say. Moedik. Yeah? Okay, so let's discuss for a moment, Rabbi, a lot of things we have to discuss. I've just given you a little bit of an hakdama to understand what exactly is going on in Legabe Hilchos Tofer. In regards to the button that we spoke about, to tighten it obviously on Shabbos will be problematic. The Shaila is Yudla wants to know, am I allowed to take the string that's hanging out over there and just tie it around? This is very negative. People, I don't want to lose the button. Also, I don't want the string hanging out over there, right? So I take the string that's hanging out and I just want to wrap it around a couple of times. Is that a problem? So the poskim said that's not a problem. That's not called tofer. I didn't do anything. All I did was simply just sort of use the leftover hanging around string and I tied it around. I didn't do anything that does any form of sewing. That's why it's okay. Now this is very important. I'll tell you why. Let me give you an example of what the Gemara talks about is considered to be sewing, okay? There are two mahalchim of sewing. You could basically take the stitch, take the string, and you could insert it. Maybe we'll just do it like this. I want to connect these two pieces of material, okay? So I have these two pieces of material. I put a stitch in, comes out the other side. I didn't do anything yet, right? I didn't do anything. I just put it in one side. You could easily just distance them. That's not a problem. That's not connection. But then when I turn it around, make a 180, and I put the string back in about the other side, so it went in through the side, turned around, and came out the other side. Everyone with me? Okay? That is what we call Tofer d'Rabbanan. Why is it Tofer d'Rabbanan? Because l'maisa it cannot last in that way, right? Be'etzim, if I do it, it can come apart very easily. So it's a Tofer, but it's a Tofer d'Rabbanan. Whereas, if for example, I go in, come out the other side again, so I did the same thing, I went in and out, and then I go in again, so it went in, out, and in, that the Gemara says is considered to be Tofer d'Oraisa, because it has more of a kiyum. Okay? Now, again, we're not dealing with stitching. No one's stitching on Shabbos Kodesh. Stapling, for example, is Emal Adabeh. That's a double posher. It's an Issa d'Oraisa. It's an Issa d'Oraisa for a person to use a stapler on Shabbos Kodesh. Because the staples, the way they turn around at the end, afterwards, is considered a kiyum. It lasts there for a long time. But the shayla is, what about something that's not made to last for a long time? For example, a zip. Are you allowed on Shabbos Kodesh to take, not on Shabbos, obviously, no one wears a hoodie, but I'm saying theoretically on a Wednesday, if it would be Shabbos, and you're wearing a hoodie, and you take the zip up like that, and you do up the zip. Is that okay on Shabbos?
Yeah.
Meaning it has to be mutter, right? We don't know why, but it's like one of those things. It's for sure okay. We just don't know why, right? Moedik. Like they asked from Shlomo Zalman, they're taking out lice on Shabbos, right? Is that a shayla boira? No, it's not boira. It's not boira. I don't know why. We'll talk about it later. We'll give the svara later, but it's vade not boira. Certain things that you have to know. Nasameh, what did I say? Nice. Derech Achila. I haven't heard that for a while actually over here, I must say. We've heard the racht for a few times, right, Shimon? Oh, but Derech Achila, that's gewaltig. Derech Achila, no. Why? What's with the zip? What's the pshat with the zip? It's what? It's not meant to last. Meaning a zip is like opening a door, opening up a window. That's not a problem of boina or soisa. It's made to open and close. Anything that's made to open and close is not a problem, right? Zug Ravazna Shevet Halevi, and it's not only Ravazna Shevet Halevi. This is also, where is it? And there's also many places that hold this way. What if you have a zip that is made to last for a long time? Yaakov Tzvi. What do you do, for example, if you have a cushion in a sofa, in a couch, or in anywhere? And when you close that, it's going to be closed for a long time. Or for example, a mattress sometimes comes with a zip at the side of it, whatever it means, you can open it up. What's the din? Tuli, what are you taina? What would be the din in a case where you have a zip for a very long time? Or for example, right, sometimes you can get a good winter coat, right, that has an inside lining, right, you can able to take it off and put it back on, right? Now, Rav Ozer talks about exactly this case, by the way. He talks about the inner lining of a winter coat that has a zip, and when it comes to winter, you add in the insert, which makes it nice, geschmack and warm, and in the summer, you take it out, right? So are you allowed to do that thing on Shabbos or not? Rav Ozer paskins that it could be a shad of an Issa D'Oraisa for a person to use such a zip on Shabbos Kodesh. Can you imagine what I say? You should mamish, Mizman excited that you came to today's share. I thought I'm a Shemesh Shabbos. Little did I realize. Where did you get married? Your wife will tell you, don't worry. She went to seminary. She knows all the halachas already. She knows all the halachas. Spoke to a fellow today, he's on a shidduch, he's in America, and his kala says to him, I want you to know more halacha than I do. So he says, can I put an order in for all the svarim ASAP? I need to know everything, right? People are busy before they get married teaching Hilchas Nida and whatever. Hilchas Shabbos, Hilchas Brachas, Hilchas Yichud. There's so much to know. Rabbi say Chaparayim. That's what we're doing, right? When we say these are marriage shurim, right? These are marriage shurim right now. These are Hilchas marriage right now. Whenever Shalom Bayis, this is it, Rabbi say. Okay? You know, Bissel Halacha, especially came from this yeshiva, they expect that, right? I'll show you, Muskim. Okay. Anyway, so when it comes to the zip, if it's a zip that's made to go on for a long time, the halacha is that it's a problem. According to many poskim, you're dealing with a chashash da'oraisa. What's going to a long time? You have a couch, for example. You have a sofa where the cushion you open up once a year Pesach, right? To clear it for Pesach, whatever. Otherwise, you never open it. That's considered to be a long time. That means if by mistake it became open on Shabbos, you know when I'm closing it, the next time is going to be 8 months in Pesach, Erev Pesach. What's that?
The insert you put in
the insert is permanent for 6 months, yeah. Rav Ozer talking about an insert for 6 months during the winter. Same thing. Opening and closing will be the same thing. Okay? Always generally be the opposite. Toli, you had a kasha? No? It got answered. What's that? You know that guy? $200? What was that? What's that? No, it won't help you. If it's made to close for a long time, the fact that you close it is problematic. Right, so we have to finish, but we have so much to do. I don't know how we're going to get to everything over here. We're going to talk about magnets, we're going to talk about Velcro. There's a lot to talk about, but let me just, a couple of things I want to mention, which I think is important right now at this moment of time, is talking about a safety pin. What is the din with a safety pin? The Olim knows what's a safety pin? Close. What's a safety pin? How do you say it in Hebrew? Sikat bitachon. Now you understand. So with the Gemara sometimes does that, right? Gives you a word and says, what's that? Tells you a word now we get it. Okay? So what's the din with that? Is that a problem of Tofer? Let's say, for example, let's say a kid comes home with a badge. Shabbos Tati. Gewaltig. Shabbos Tati. What a beautiful invention in the world. The kids come home, they're excited for Shabbos Kodesh. Shabbos Tati, they give out the snacks. It's a beautiful thing, by the way. Come with a badge, and it comes with a safety pin. Are you allowed to put that on Shabbos? Or do you have to tell yourself, Shabbos? How does it work? How does it work? You're allowed to do that or not? So the Korban Nesanel brings down, Sechta Shabbos, the Korban Nesanel says, that's called Tofer. That's called Tofer. Right? Because it's made, what do you mean? It's lasted for a long time. It's not the classic Tofer in Chazal with the stitching and the tying, whatever. There's a big difference. It's made to last over there. The Korban Nesanel, what? That's very cute, but you could leave it there for a long time. It has the ability to last there for a long time. If you build a house, right, let's say for example,
you said that it goes based on what you're doing, right? That's why I'm throwing it out.
By kosher, because by kosher we find in the Gemara already, there's enough community kesher shal kayama, ein shal kayama. Even by Tofer we do find such a thing, but not the same by kosher, right? For example, let's say Yeshiva gets enough money to buy a new building, right? Mitzvah Hashem, this is Hashem Yisbarach, right? We're hoping it's going to happen very soon. So we build the building, and then we're like, it's not nice enough. L'kover that Torah. It's not nice enough. L'kover that Torah. Start all the mikvah's not big enough. That's the first thing you're going to build. It's going to be the mikvah. The kedusha tahara. So kaponim, what you can't take something apart just when it was built. Could last. That's not going to help you. So kaponim, what's the name? The Korban Nesanel holds that a safety pin is an Issa Mishum Tofer. By the way, it's not only the Korban Nisano, Rabbi Kiva Eiger holds this way, Shavit Tshuva holds this way, Shevet HaLevi, the Mincha Sitzot, the Shulchan Aruch Harav, many hold this way. However, there are many Gedolim that held that a safety pin is not a problem. The Rav Moshe writes this in Tshuva and Chelik Gimel, the Eish Lavon, the Butchacha, the Emes Liakov, Yaakov Kamenetsky, the Chazon Ish, Yalkut Yosef, Chacham Ovadia brings down as well the same thing. Chacham Ben Sina Bashaul in Olet Zion Cherik Bet also brings that down as well. Rabbi Shlomo Zalman, many poskim hold that a safety pin that is made for a temporary purpose, that something you're going to take off a badge for a happy birthday, is mutter lechatchela. And as I paskin Rafalki told me clearly that if it's there for a short time, for sure, even there's the poskim that hold, even if it's for a long time, it's not a problem whatsoever. There's definitely a big mokum to be makel when it comes to a safety pin. Rabbi said tomorrow we're going to talk about Velcro and how that's nageya to diapers and all sorts of things. Join us tomorrow. Have a wonderful day.